For the first time since 2002, Israeli tanks have rolled into the occupied West Bank. This isn't just another military operation, this is a significant shift in Israel's security strategy. But why now? What does this mean for Palestinians living in the region? And how does this escalation fit into the broader geopolitical landscape? We explain. Israel's defense minister Israel Katz has confirmed that the military will remain in key areas of the West Bank for at least a year. The move comes as Israel redirects its focus from Gaza and Lebanon to dismantle militant networks in Palestinian refugee camps.
What we are doing in what you call West Bank and we call Judea and Samaria is defending our security. It's military operations taking place there against terrorists, and no other objectives but this one.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Israel Katz have ordered tanks and additional forces into the West Bank, citing security concerns. Israel claims that cities like Jenin and Tulkarm have become strongholds for Hamas and Islamic Jihad. The military aims to dismantle these groups. Around 40,000 Palestinians have been forced from their homes as Israeli forces expand their operations. The military crackdown includes home demolitions, infrastructure destruction, and restricted movement in areas like Nablus, Qabatia, and Deir Qadis. Katz has stated that Israeli forces will maintain an extended stay to prevent militants from regrouping. He said, and I quote, "For the first time in decades in Judea and Samaria, we sent in tanks. This means one thing: we are fighting terrorism by all means and anywhere." End quote. But is this move really about security, or is there a bigger political agenda at play? Palestinian authorities have condemned the deployment, calling it an act of aggression. Mahmoud Abbas's spokesperson Nabil Abu Rodani called it a dangerous escalation that will not bring peace. Palestinian Foreign Ministry have urged international intervention, stating that the operation is part of Israel's illegal expansionist policies. The Red Cross has warned that displaced Palestinians are in desperate need of essentials like clean water, food, and medical aid. Red Cross put out a statement which said, and I quote, "The population shall be treated humanely and protected from violence." End quote. The question still remains, will this military strategy lead to stability or will it only fuel more resistance? Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is facing pressure from his far-right allies to step up military action in the West Bank. Leaders like Bezalel Smotrich are pushing for full annexation of parts of the region, calling it a key war objective. They believe the recent political shift in the US with Donald Trump's re-election could give Israel more freedom to expand settlements without American pushback. As a result, the Israeli government is now adopting a more aggressive stance in the West Bank than it has in decades. The consequences of this escalation are already being felt. Over 1,000 Palestinians have been killed in the West Bank since October 2023, including at least 184 children. Jewish settlers have stepped up attacks on Palestinian communities, adding to the unrest. The Israeli government has pressured UNRWA, the primary aid organization for Palestinian refugees, to stop operations in some areas. The ongoing military campaign, now dubbed Operation Iron Wall, aims to eliminate militant threats, but it also ensures that displaced Palestinians cannot return to their homes. With Donald Trump back in office, the US stance on Israel Palestine is shifting once again. His administration has historically backed Israel's expansionist policies, from recognizing Jerusalem as its capital to cutting aid for Palestinian programs. Palestinian leaders now fear that Israel could take this opportunity to annex more land, potentially causing another mass displacement, what some call a second Nakba. The Biden administration had tried to rebuild ties with Palestinian leadership, but Trump's return has emboldened Israeli hardliners. With thousands already displaced and no diplomatic solutions in sight, tensions in the West Bank are at their highest in decades. With tanks now rolling through the West Bank, this military operation is far from over. The Israeli government has signaled that its forces will stay for at least a year, but the long term impact of this move could be far more lasting. Will this crackdown weaken militant groups as Israel claims, or will it further inflame the conflict and fuel more resistance? The world is watching, and as tensions escalate, the fear is that this is the only beginning of an even larger conflict.